My beloved child, remember this truth, etched into the very fabric of your being. I did not give you a spirit of fear. Fear is not your inheritance, nor is it your destiny. The trembling anxiety that sometimes grips your heart, that makes your palms sweat and your thoughts race, that does not come from me. The doubts that plague you in the dark of night, whispering that you are not enough, that you cannot overcome, those are not my voice. The hesitation that holds you back from embracing life in all its fullness, that it is not my will for you. No, my precious one, I gave you something far greater, far more powerful than fear could ever be. I bestowed upon you a spirit of courage. It flows through your veins. It beats with every pulse of your heart. This courage is not mere bravado or reckless daring. It is a deep, abiding strength that wells up from the very core of who you are. It is the quiet certainty that you can face whatever comes your way. It is the resolve to stand firm when the winds of adversity blow. It is the boldness to step out in faith, even when the path ahead is shrouded in uncertainty. If you need God's blessings, then type "Yes, I need" in the comments. This courage I have given you is not dependent on your own abilities or resources. It does not falter in the face of overwhelming odds, for it is rooted in something far greater than yourself. It springs from the unshakable truth that I am with you always. Hear me clearly, my child. I will be with you always, not just in the moments of triumph and joy, but in the valleys of shadow and doubt. Not only when your feet are on solid ground, but when you feel like you're drowning in the stormy seas of life. Not merely in the light of day, but in the darkest night of your soul. I am there. I am with you in every breath you take, in every beat of your heart. I am there in the whisper of the wind and the warmth of the sun on your face. I am present in the kindness of a friend and in the beauty of creation that surrounds you. Even in those moments when you feel most alone, most forsaken, especially then I am nearer to you than your very thoughts. This is my solemn promise to you, sealed with love stronger than death, more unshakable than the foundations of the earth. I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. No power in heaven or on earth can snatch you from my hand. Nothing can separate you from my love. So when fear comes knocking at the door of your heart, remember who you are. Remember whose you are. You are my beloved child, created in my image, filled with my spirit. You carry within you the very power that spoke the universe into being. The same force that raised Christ from the dead dwells in you. Stand tall in the face of your fears. Look them in the eye and declare the truth. I am not alone. I am not weak. I am not helpless. The God of all creation is with me. His perfect love casts out all fear. When you face challenges that seem insurmountable, when the task before you appears too great, remember my promise. I am with you. The one who calmed the storm with a word, who fed thousands with a boy's lunch, who made the blind see and the lame walk, that same power is available to you. Not because of your own strength or righteousness, but because of my great love and faithfulness. In those moments when doubt creeps in, when you question whether you're on the right path, whether you're making a difference, remember my words. I am with you. The same God who guided Abraham to a land he had never seen, who led Moses and the Israelites through the wilderness, who directed the steps of the apostles as they spread the good news, that same wisdom and guidance is available to you. Trust in me with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding, and I will make your paths straight. If you want God's grace always upon you, then please consider to support our ministry by clicking Thanks button. When the weight of the world feels too heavy to bear, when your shoulders slump under the burdens of life, remember my promise. I am with you. The same Father who comforted David in his distress, who gave strength to Elijah in his weariness, who sustained Paul through shipwrecks and imprisonments, that same comfort and sustenance is yours. Cast your cares upon me, for I care for you. In the face of injustice, when evil seems to triumph and your heart cries out for righteousness, remember my words. I am with you. The God of justice and righteousness, who hears the cries of the oppressed, who defends the cause of the fatherless and the widow. I am working even now to bring about my purposes. Be strong and courageous, for the battle belongs to me. When you stand at the threshold of a new opportunity, a new challenge, and everything within you wants to shrink back in fear of the unknown, remember my promise. I am with you. The same God who gave Joshua the courage to lead his people into the promised land, who emboldened Esther to approach the king and save her people, who filled the disciples with boldness to proclaim the gospel, that same spirit of courage is yours. Step out in faith, for I go before you. In those dark nights of the soul, when doubts assail you and your faith feels small and fragile, remember my words. I am with you. The God who met Jacob in his loneliness and gave him a vision of heaven, who spoke to Samuel in the quiet of the night, who came to Elijah in a still, small voice. I am there in the silence, in the questions, in the wrestling. Draw near to me, and I will draw near to you. When you fail, when you fall short of your own expectations or the expectations of others, when shame and guilt threaten to overwhelm you, remember my promise. I am with you. The Father who welcomed the prodigal son with open arms, who forgave Peter's denials and restored him to ministry, who transformed Saul the persecutor into Paul the apostle, my grace and forgiveness are yours. There is therefore now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. As you navigate the complexities of relationships, when you experience the pain of betrayal or the ache of loneliness, remember my words. I am with you. The God who walked with Adam in the cool of the day, who called Abraham his friend, who loved the world so much that he gave his only Son, I desire intimate fellowship with you. I will never leave you nor forsake you. When you survey the brokenness of the world around you, when your heart breaks for the suffering and injustice you see, remember my promise. I am with you. The same compassion that moved Jesus to heal the sick, to touch the untouchable, to weep at the tomb of his friend, that compassion flows through you. Be my hands and feet in this world, for as you do it unto the least of these, you do it unto me. In moments of joy and celebration, when your cup overflows with blessing, remember my words. I am with you. The God who turned water into wine at a wedding feast, who delights in the prosperity of his servants, who rejoices over you with singing. I am the source of every good and perfect gift. Give thanks with a grateful heart, for this too is an expression of faith and trust in me. As you grow older and your body begins to fail you, when the limitations of your mortality become more apparent, remember my promise. I am with you. The God who sustained Abraham and Sarah into old age, who renewed the strength of Caleb in his later years, who promised that those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. I am your strength and your portion forever. Even to your old age and gray hairs I will carry you. When you contemplate the mysteries of life and death, when you grapple with questions too deep for words, remember my words. I am with you. The God who formed you in your mother's womb, who knows the number of hairs on your head, who has engraved you on the palms of his hands. I hold the keys of life and death. Nothing can separate you from my love, neither death nor life, neither angels nor demons, neither the present nor the future, nor any powers. In every season of life, in every circumstance you face, in every moment of every day, remember this truth. I did not give you a spirit of fear. I gave you a spirit of courage, born of the unshakable reality of my presence with you always. This is not a truth to be tucked away and forgotten. It is not a pleasant platitude to be recalled only in times of ease. No, this is a living, breathing reality that should infuse every aspect of your existence. Let it shape your thoughts, your words, your actions. Let it transform the way you see yourself and the world around you. When you wake in the morning, before your feet touch the floor, remind yourself, I have not been given a spirit of fear, but of courage. God is with me today. As you step into your day, carry this truth with you like a shield and a sword. Let it guard your heart against anxiety and empower you to face whatever challenges arise. If you want to listen to God's message and bring positive changes to your life, then subscribe to the channel. When you interact with others, let this truth flavor your words and actions. Speak with the confidence of one who knows they are never alone. Act with the boldness of one who is backed by the power of the Almighty. Let the courage and assurance that come from my presence overflow from you to touch the lives of those around you. As you make decisions, big and small, let this truth guide you. Don't let fear of failure or uncertainty hold you back. Remember that I am with you, guiding your steps, opening doors, making a way where there seems to be no way. Trust in my presence and my promise as you step out in faith. When you lie down at night, reflecting on the day that has passed, let this truth be your comfort and your peace. Whatever successes or failures the day held, whatever joys or sorrows you experienced, rest in the knowledge that I was with you through it all, and I will be with you still when morning comes. Let this truth be the lens through which you view your past, your present, and your future. Your past, with all its mistakes and regrets, does not define you, for I am with you, offering forgiveness, healing, and a new start. Your present, with all its challenges and opportunities, does not overwhelm you, for I am with you, providing strength for today and bright hope for tomorrow. Your future, with all its unknowns and possibilities, does not frighten you, for I am with you, already there in your tomorrows, preparing the way before you. My beloved child, I did not give you a spirit of fear. I gave you a spirit of courage and my promise that I will be with you always. May you always remember this and carry it with you through every situation. Let it be the foundation upon which you build your life, the truth that shapes your identity, the hope that anchors your soul. For you are mine, and I am yours. And nothing in all creation can ever change that. Share this video with up to 3 people if you need God's presence. Amen.